Howdy ho and well met, fair adventurers. Welcome to another episode of Dave's Imaginations. Today, we recap our game from Thursday, September 8th. Questions abound on the suspicious death of an old fisherman. Revelations with an old acquaintance. Has Oloc returned from the dead? And the expedition to Arvieaturace's lair begins. All this and more. Stay with me. Our adventurers are entering Port Gunberg's Dragon Turtle Inn, and Oloc recognizes an old schoolmate, Christian de Mowbray, sitting at the bar chatting up Miros, the excessively hairy bartender. Mowbray, monster hunter of the Order of the Blood, is on Gunberg investigating recent suspicious death of an old fisherman. She suspects Miros is more than he appears, as the gem on her ring of the lichen detection has turned bright red. Miros picks up on Mowbray's suspicion and sneaks out the back of the inn. Mowbray pursues, but gives up when a voice from the grave speaks into her mind. Someone claiming to be Oloc, a Githyanki mercenary she thought dead. Returning to the bar, Mowbray, cautious and skeptical, introduces herself to Oloc. Meanwhile, the rest of the party is also cautious and suspicious and takes up flanking positions to keep an eye on Oloc. Little did they know that they sat down at Constable Jessup's table. Jessup asks to join, and they start to get to know each other. Things are kept polite, but Varinka and Ruckus become a little bit more uncomfortable as Jessup learns they were on the island when the old man died. At the same time, Oloc and Mowbray have had just about the same conversation about their past and how long they've been on the island and what they've been doing since. Oloc decides to take Mowbray outside to show her the advances he's made in artifice technology. Strider falls at a distance, and Mowbray takes exception at being followed. Both bear weapons before the guard breaks them up. Back inside, they make peace, and Oloc introduces Mowbray to the rest of the group. The group invites her to join them on their expedition to Arvieaturace's lair. Ruckus takes an interest in Mowbray, but Mowbray is oblivious to his advances. The next morning, as the journey proceeds, Varinka shares that the ring she wears is possessed by the spirit of a wizard, and she is able to communicate with this wizard. The wizard's name is Melthron the Magnificent. He is elderly. He was once the rider of Arvieaturace. Varinka hopes to find at the lair, Arvieaturace's lair, a brooch that will give her the ability to communicate with Arvieaturace. And by communicating with Arvieaturace, perhaps they can gain an ally in this adventure they're on. The wizard also warns of kobolds and a frost giant guarding the lair. The wizard says the giant might let them pass if they use the password Arvieaturace. A wizard also chastises Varinka for not being a real magic user and bearing a weapon and not being able to fly. As the group ascends a mountain pass, the path becomes snowy and then blocked by a stack of logs. Ruckus blasts a portion of the logs with a firebolt, but then they hear a creaking noise. Most of them dash forward, but sadly, from above, a boulder falls on top of them, and doing massive damage to a few of them. A pair of kobolds, from where Strider stood, pokes out at him, and from there is where we ended the evening as we began initiative. Will Mowbray learn the truth of the fisherman's death? What will she do if she does? And there is, or at least was, a bounty on Oloc's head for 1,000 gold pieces. Will Mowbray help Oloc out? Maybe in the comments below you could let me know what you think or how you think it should play out. And while you're at it, if you don't mind, please hit that like and subscribe button. Now, will our heroes survive the deadly kobold traps? Will the frost giant let them enter Arvieaturace's lair? And will they find that item that they're looking for? I don't know. We'll find out next week. Till then, take care.